I've been mulling over what you said. It's got me thinking of all I did.
So tonight is Seren First Thursday, which has been held first Thursday of every month at Chapter Arts Centre for I think 10 years. So it's Amy Wack, the poetry editor, who started it.
We usually have a couple of guest authors coming along, quite well-known poets in Wales and beyond. And then we usually have an open mic session, which is quite popular. And I think because we've been going such a long time, it's built up a bit of an audience now and a bit of a following. And we get some actually very fine writers.
Why I flounder in the shallows of you.
I love it when we get a performer, but we can't always rely on getting a performer. But saying that, I mean, every once in a while we get a fantastic one, like Rhian Edwards. She's terrific.
The perfume you bought on a whim that patched me in rashes. Flicked over the edge my pieces.
It's a really unique way, actually, of getting onto the Seren radar, which is, I very strategically, about 4 years ago, deliberately came here because I wanted to get the attention of the poetry editor at Seren. So
she came to an open mic night one night, and I thought she performed well, and I thought she was charming and amusing, but I had no idea her book would win Welsh Book of the Year. But when you meet her and when you hear her perform, you get it. She's fabulous. It's a real privilege to be a part of whatever she's doing. I get an audience for my very serious authors who've been working on their book in their little room for 5 years. So I've really cultivated these people from Bristol University, Cardiff Met University, students who are in creative writing and are ambitious in the art. They make for the best audience for the writers. And so being a publisher, I like to get a good audience for my writers, and so they can do it live as opposed to just sitting there with their little pencil. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Chapter Arts Centre is very exciting. There's always something going on here. There's theater here, there's dance, there's fantastic art, there's cinema.
because I lived briefly in New York, which is where I met my husband, and so talking about kind of velocity of living, you know, I mean, New York was sort of London to the power of 10. So it was actually just nice to kind of come and slow down and sort of make a home for myself, which I never really did in London. Does anyone know what the collective noun is for a group of starlings? Yeah, murmuration. That's the thing when you're in a room full of poets, they all know. I mean, Cardiff has got an amazing tradition of actually very cutting edge stuff. In terms of performance poetry and the stuff that Peter Finch did, you know, Cardiff was on its own in that regard. Before I was mortal, I was haloed in feathers, a trinity of familiars.
Cardiff has a wonderful art scene, but I always tell people Cardiff has the same population as Elizabethan London, who also had a very small group of about 300 people who are now world famous. So I live here. I've lived here for 25 years. It's fantastic. You can get everywhere in 10 minutes. It's got all the facilities you need. It's got amazing theater. It's got fantastic little clubs where you can hear jazz or the rock and roll of your choice. And you can meet all your geeks. You can meet all the people that love what you love. So there's a lot going on in Cardiff. There's much to show off.